All right, good morning. Thank you for visiting me. This morning we're going to talk about a very important topic that relates to the misplacement of value. I say that this is very important because a sovereign person doesn't leave home without some awareness of what I'm about to say. Okay, so here's a story for you. I once knew an old inmate who had spent many years behind bars, and when he was finally released, he lived in Oakland, and one day I took him to a little restaurant so that we could talk the way we used to talk in our weekly spiritual group at Santa Rita. It's a correctional facility in Alameda County, California. So he picked up a cheap glass vase from the table, the one with the little flowers that they put in, the little plastic artificial rose, the kind that you find in thrift stores, for a quarter. And he said something I never forgot. He said, Brother Joe, which is how I was referred to during that time. Some people will risk their lives to steal this, not because it's valuable, but because they don't know the value of their own life. Man, when I heard that, never forget. There are certain things you just never forget when you encounter people, things you just never forget. And he was right. People don't just steal objects, they steal meaning, they steal dignity, they steal from themselves. They misplace value. They misplace the value of their soul, which is wounded. Yes, yes, wounded from childhood. And this misplacement of value isn't limited to petty thieves. Oh yeah, it's so easy to point the finger and let they. No, it's everywhere, man. It's in all of us. And let me show you. I'll give you an example. A wife sends her elderly husband out into subzero wind to snow blow the driveway so she can make her hair appointment. See, she values her haircut more than his life. This is a misplacement of value. A husband wounds his wife harshly, carelessly, because she overcooked his sirloin steak. He values a piece of meat more than her heart. Maybe that's all she ever meant to him. That is misplacement of value. Parents snap at their children over spilled milk, dropped toys, a moment of noise. They value their momentary comfort more than their child's spirit. That is misplacement of value. Hmm. People treat strangers with more courtesy than their own partners. They value social approval more than intimacy. Misplacement of value. Oh, now let's talk about the pet and the partner. Plainly, many people lavish affection, patience, praise, and tenderness on their pets, while offering coldness, irritation, and neglect to their partners. They value the predictable innocence of an animal more than the complex humanity of the person they claim to love. That is misplacement of value. But here's the most insidious form of collapse. You see, because here's the deeper truth, the one most people they never see. The most dangerous collapse is the one we enjoy, man. We love the feeling of arrogance, dominance, obstinance, resistance, sharpness, emotional posturing. I know I do. Oh no. Oh no, I fall right in that category, believe me. We love meeting what we perceive as a threat with force, even if it means hurling hurtful comments, rejecting the people we love, or asserting dominance where none is needed. Why? Because these behaviors were modeled for us by our parents. They were the emotional tools of our childhood environment. They became our normal. And even when we see the fallout, the hurt, the distance, the damage, we keep doing it because collapse feels familiar and familiarity feels like truth. Oh, and today, collapse is not only inherited, it's idolized. Movies, shows, and social media glorify the snarky comeback, the cold, emotionally unavailable hero, the dominant, punishing personality, the woman who puts him in his place, and the man who won't be told what to do. I fall into that category, let me tell you. Yeah. So these are the things. These are the things that we live with. These are the things that are constantly being reinforced in our lives. Okay. We admire these personas. We imitate them. We sharpen the very traits that destroy real relationships. This is how collapse becomes identity. This is how collapse becomes pride. And this is how collapse becomes the norm. And I hate to say it, but as a Sicilian, these things were raised to the level of a fine art. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. An art form. Oh, yeah, you saw The Godfather. Yeah. And this is how we end up valuing the wrong things. See, objects over people, pets over partners, comfort over connection, and dominance over dignity. The return to the life of consciousness, let me say, in the lives of many, and perhaps you today, dear friend who's come to visit, trust me when I say it's sweet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it turned everything around in your life, sure will. But here's the turning point: the redemption of the entire teaching. An intelligent and mature return to life consciousness corrects all of this. I got to say that again. An intelligent and mature return to life consciousness, it corrects all of this. So when a person returns to their inner life, collapse loses its appeal, arrogance feels childish. Dominance feels empty. Sharpness feels embarrassing. Resistance feels like self harm. Inherited patterns, they feel foreign, and cultural reinforcement loses its spell. You see, because the inner life restores clarity, balance, dignity, compassion, emotional intelligence, and the ability to see what truly matters. The sovereign person does not misplace value because they are rooted in the only place where value can accurately be perceived, and that is the inner life. So, the orientation now of the sovereign person, and that's why you're here, right? Because you're becoming sovereign. And if you believe that you are, please partner with me on this. This is not about money or reach or anything. This is about speaking to the hearts of some very special people out there. And that's why you're here today. A sovereign person is giving oriented, not getting oriented. All right. Why? Not because they are saints, not because they're moral, or not because they're self sacrificing, but because their inner life is full. And we're going to get filled, aren't we? Filled with the Spirit, filled with the Holy Spirit. Yes, the Holy Spirit. Yes. Their value is intact, their orientation is stable, and they give because they can, and they receive because they allow, and they love because they are rooted. They value because they can see clearly. So here's the final teaching in a nutshell. Collapse is the misplacement of value. Sovereignty is the restoration of value. And an intelligent return to the inner life corrects everything we inherited, admired, or normalized. This is the sovereign way. Ah, yes. And we will see you again and again and again until you get sharp, until that sovereignty, man, is part of your life and you can stand in it, man. Stand tall and stand filled with life, inner life, and knowing clearly the distinction between what is inner and what is outer, choosing the thing that remains, the thing that is eternal, inner wealth. And until that time, remain in peace.